day, good people? This your good sis, Morgan Renee Myers, checking in with you all. What's today? Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. I'm grateful for another day. I got my chai tea going on, which is a mix of herbs and spices, some cloves, some cinnamon. I'm going to tell them what else is in this. I've added a little agave and almond milk. But yes, let's hop into this. We're still learning about herbs. So far, we've read about cayenne pepper. We've read about devil's claw. I forgot what the last one was we learned. But let's learn. I keep saying cinnamon, so let's go with cinnamon. I got cinnamon in my chai tea, and I love cinnamon. And I heard that, what's it called? It's a certain type of cinnamon that you're supposed to, maybe we'll learn about it in here. But this is the picture of what a cinnamon, I guess, tree looks like. We're about to learn more about this thing. All right, so cinnamon, also known as cinnamomum verum. The warm, sweet fragrance of cinnamon is unmistakable, evoking visions of hot cinnamon rolls and mulled cider. True cinnamon, cinnamomum verum, is native to the island of Sri Lanka. Cassia, or Chinese cinnamon, C. cassia, is a close relative cultivated in Vietnam, China, and Indonesia. Both varieties come from the fragrant inner bark of a tree belonging to the laurel family. I did not know that, y'all. I didn't know that cinnamon came from a tree bark, but it makes sense. Look at it. This guy. Okay, I'll show y'all a fresh one tomorrow. Hold on. So I use this. I be burning it sometimes because my one of my ancestors, my grandmother, she loved the smell of cinnamon. She would just boil it. So I was trying to get like the scent from it, and it didn't really last long. But little cinnamon stick come from a tree bark. Okay, let's keep going. So both varieties come from the fragrant inner bark of a tree belonging to the laurel family. Cinnamon was a precious commodity that was traded extensively throughout the ancient world. The Egyptians prized it as an essential ingredient in embalming mixtures used to perfume and preserve the dead. Moses of the Old Testament added it to a holy oil for anointing. In Rome during the 1st century AD, cinnamon was at least 15 times more expensive than silver, and centuries later, it was still costly. Only the very wealthy in the medieval Europe could afford this expensive spice, for which demand was high and supply low. A desire to monopolize the cinnamon trade prompted European expansion into Asia in the 16th and 17th centuries. Damn Europeans, always taking some shit over. Trying to monopolize something. Eventually, cinnamon became more widely available and affordable. The first recorded use of cinnamon as a medicinal herb was around 2700 BC in China, where it was a treatment for fever, diarrhea, and menstrual problems. In modern Chinese medicine, cinnamon is thought to help circulate the vital energy, qi, in the abdomen and throughout the body. Indian Ayurvedic healers use cinnamon primarily for digestive and menstrual complaints. Medieval physicians prescribed cinnamon for those who could afford it to relieve coughs, hoarseness, sore throat, and all manner of digestive upsets. Cinnamon's traditional place in modern herbal medicine has been as a remedy for digestive complaints and a treatment for colds, flu, chest infections, and coughs. The herb is also recommended to improve peripheral circulation, thus increasing blood flow to the hands and feet. Most recently, cinnamon has been shown to have an insulin-like effect in the blood and may help stabilize blood sugar levels in people with type 2 adult onset diabetes. It also may reduce blood cholesterol levels, but more research is needed on both of these effects. So at the bottom, the book provides a little timeline. So it says, in 2000 BC or before Christ, cinnamon is imported into Egypt. AD 1518, Portuguese traders established a monopoly on cinnamon that lasts for more than a century. 1650s, you have the Dutch Rest Ceylon, That's what it is. Ceylon cinnamon, I heard, is the type of cinnamon we're actually supposed to be consuming. The Dutch wrest, W-R-E-S-T, the Dutch wrest Ceylon from the Portuguese to control the cinnamon trade. And in 2006, Sri Lanka produces 90% of the world's cinnamon, followed by China. Very interesting. Okay, so here goes some pictures of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Cinnamon, cinnamon, cinnamon. That should be my middle name. Morgan Cinnamon Myers. Got a little ring to it. I might have y'all start calling me Cinnamon for real. I'm gonna meditate on it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so from that picture I just showed you, it says strips of bark cut from the cinnamon, spelled C-I-N-N-A-M-O-M-U-M. Cinnamon trees are rolled and dried to form cinnamon sticks or quills. So the common name is cinnamon. The scientific name is Cinnamomum verum. The family is the Laurus. How you pronounce this? Let's type this in. Cause how you spell it? One moment, y'all. L-A-U-R-A. That's clearly Laura. And then it's C-E-A-E. So let's pronounce this for us, please. Without the commercials, please.
Lauraceae or E.
What? Lauraceae?
Lauraceae or E.
Lauraceae or Lauraceae? How you not sure? Let's go to a different video.
Lauraceae.
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 Lauraceae. Alright, so that's the family name, Lauraceae. Parts used bark, native range, southern India, Sri Lanka. So today, about 250 species of cinnamon are recognized. Wow. Though more than 450 have been described. Species are distinguished on technical characteristics, which tend to be variable, requiring the knowledge of an expert. C. verum is a small evergreen tree up to 35 feet tall with highly aromatic bark. The smooth leaves are papery to leathery, oval to lance shaped, and up to 6 inches long and 2 inches wide. C. cassia or Chinese cinnamon has noticeable leaf hairs above and below, especially when young, with leaf veins fading away from the central leaf axis. C. Burmani Bativia cinnamon is a larger tree, up to 60 feet, with smooth, leathery, ovate to oblong leaves. The characteristic cinnamon fragrance originates from a compound in the essential oil known as cinnamaldehyde. Historically, distinguishing the quality of cinnamon bark was as complex as wine tasting. Today, however, quality is mainly assessed using chemical analysis. Growing habits. The genus cinnamon is primarily concentrated in Southeast Asia. And let's pause for a second. They have genus highlighted or in bold, and so that means it's in the dictionary back here. So let's read what genus is. Genus is a level of classification in the plant kingdom below family. The first word of the two name Latin binomial, which is always capitalized. Okay. So the genus Cinnamomum, okay, which comes before Cinnamon, verum, get it? That's okay. So that first word is the genus. So the genus Cinnamomum is primarily concentrated in Southeast Asia, though it also includes species from Australia, South Pacific Islands, and tropical America. C. verum, true cinnamon, is native to and most abundant in Sri Lanka, but also produced in the Seychelles, southern India, and Madagascar. Cassia is native to southern China and widely cultivated in tropical and subtropical China, as well as India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. C. burmani is native to sparse and dense forests and thickets, often along streams in southern China, adjacent Vietnam and Myanmar, as well as Indonesia, India, and the Philippines. All right, cultivation and harvesting. Cinnamon and cassia are tropical trees that grow in a range of tropical conditions. The best quality comes from trees grown on white sandy soils with appropriate amounts of humus. Okay. Plants are propagated from seeds or cuttings of young shoots. In the second or third year after planting, trees are coppiced, cut back so as to produce shoots. A half dozen are allowed to grow, and after 2 years or so, the branches are harvested and cut longitudinally, peeled, and dried to form the cinnamon sticks or quills sold commercially. Destructive harvest of wild trees occurs in some regions. Most imports to the United States come from China, Hong Kong, Indonesia, and Vietnam. Whole cassia and cinnamon bark and ground cassia and cinnamon are considered separate commodities. By the time cinnamon reaches the American consumer, it may be an admixture of several species and grades. Price is a determining factor in quality. All right. Therapeutic uses. Diabetes. Cinnamon may be especially important to people with diabetes. Mainly the bark is used medicinally. Polyphenol compound. Let's look that up. That word is also in bold. So let's see. How do you spell it? Oh, they don't have, they got it highlighted, but they don't have it back here. They got polysaccharide. Ooh, not y'all missed the word. They got the platelet polysaccharide poultice. They done forgot to put the definition to a word back here that they didn't highlight it. Okay, mistakes happen. Unless I'm in the wrong part. Nope, that was the glossary. Oh well, moving along. Polyphenol. Well, we got Google right here. Since I done paused for the calls, let's see. Polyphenol. Polyphenols are plant-based compounds that are high in antioxidants and may have health benefits. They are found in many foods, including fruits, vegetables, tea, dark chocolate, and red wine. Some potential health benefits of polyphenols are improved digestion, weight management, reduced risk of heart disease, lower blood sugar levels, protection against cancer, and improved brain function. So it says a polyphenol compound with the tongue-twisting name methyl. Ooh, that is a tongue twister name, baby. Let's get through it. Methylhydroxyl. Let's get this pronounced if we can. Jesus Christ. Meth. I see that. METHYLHY. Droxy. Trying to see if it'll come up. Droxy. Chai. Chalcone. Ooh, that is a word for your ass. See, it ain't even got no pronunciation. So methyl hydroxyclone. Hydroxyclone. That's how we're going to pronounce that. It's found in cassia cinnamon. It is this compound, so a polyphenol compound with the tongue-twisting name of methyl hydroxyclone is found in cassia cinnamon. It is this compound that may be responsible for cinnamon's main health benefit, lowering blood sugar in people with diabetes. This compound seems to affect insulin receptors and aid in the formation of glycogen or stored sugar. Cinnamon also has antibacterial effects from the essential oil and antioxidant effects from the polyphenols, the latter probably helping with some of the complications of diabetes. Cassia cinnamon has been studied in clinical trials primarily by looking at fasting blood sugar levels in people with diabetes, although one study found improvements in fasting blood sugar as much as 29% in some cases, and cholesterol levels in people with type 2 diabetes. Other studies have found no effect. It may be that cinnamon works better in people whose diabetes is poorly controlled, but there may be other factors such as genetics and medications that explain why sometimes cinnamon helps and other times it doesn't. Okay, so again, always consulting your doctor, understanding your body, and just trying to stay on top of maintaining your health in general so that you're not having to heal ailments, you're preventing them. So how to use. You can use it for a powder. For diabetics, powdered cinnamon spice is an option, but for positive effects on blood sugar levels, it is necessary to use approximately 1 teaspoon daily. The common spice purchased in grocery stores is not necessarily cassia cinnamon. Capsule. Cinnamon capsules range in dose and suggested use. Studies in type 1 and 2 diabetics used 1 to 6 grams of cinnamon a day, taken in divided doses. Precautions. Cinnamon is well tolerated, though the volatile oil can cause a skin rash. Cassia and other cinnamons contain small amounts of coumarin, blood thinning, and what is coumarin? They just got it in bold. Sorry, y'all. Coumarin, excuse me, is a vanilla scented plant constituent used in perfumes and flavorings and in remedies to reduce blood clotting. Okay, gotcha. So it says cinnamon is well tolerated. These are the precautions. Cinnamon is well tolerated through the volatile oil, though the volatile oil can cause a skin rash. Cassia and other cinnamons contain small amounts of coumarin. Blood thinning and liver problems generally occur with this compound only if large amounts are taken over long periods. To be safe, caution is advised for anyone with liver problems. Due to its blood thinning effect, cinnamon in quantities greater than use as a spice should end at least 1 week prior to surgery. Medicinal doses are not recommended during pregnancy. Close monitoring of blood sugar levels in diabetics is warranted to avoid unsafe lowering of blood sugar. And then they end with the over the kitchen counter. They give us a tip or something. So it says cinnamon sprinkles. Break a cinnamon stick into several smaller pieces. In a clean spice grinder, grind the chunks into a fine powder in a small bowl. Combine the freshly ground cinnamon with 6 teaspoons of bulk stevia blend or 12 small packets of stevia blend. Mix well. Sprinkle a teaspoon of this mixture on fruit, on plain low-fat yogurt, or add to your morning oatmeal as a delicious treat as well as a digestive and circulatory aid. Better than Jimmy's on ice cream. I don't even know what Jimmy's is. Okay, so that was it on cinnamon. I hope we learned something great today. I love cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is what I've heard is the best, but as you heard them point out, you got cassia cinnamon, which is not the type that we get in stores. So this makes me want to delve more into research about what type of cinnamon are we getting in stores and what's the best type of cinnamon we should be taking for medicinal and health purposes. So thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be learning about some more plants again together soon. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Peace and love. Make sure you're staying hydrated. You are protecting your peace and you getting some dew time in, okay? Peace and love.